everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version to our YouTube channel, so be sure to check that out. My name is Vetta, and as always, I am joined by my brother Matt.
Hey, you guys.
And this month, we are still in December, so
Holiday
we're still doing
season.
Christmas. Woohoo!
Woo.
Santa's coming. And for this episode, we are doing Christmas at Dollywood.
Woo, woo.
All right. So, Matt, before we get started, what are you drinking?
Well, I was gonna drink because I did it before, hot cocoa with some chambrada or rum chata.
Rum chata.
I'm sorry, I'm drinking. But I was like, they drink a glass of wine at the restaurant. So I was like, ooh, an excuse for me to drink wine. So I'm drinking that. Because they drink hot chocolate at one point in time. And I was like, ooh, and everything. But I didn't want to drink something hot right now because I don't have the air on in my office and I'm like dying of heat. So
Oh, and like you need an excuse to drink wine.
I know, exactly. I don't need a reason.
I am drinking a Monaco cranberry because
delicious.
Cranberries are added to all kinds of things at the holidays. And
Absolutely.
I was like, it's a delicious.
I love cranberry sauce.
I love vodka cranberry.
Right.
So.
Yeah, right. I used to drink that all the time in my 20s. It was my drink of choice.
And for those of you that need it to be gluten-free, Monaco's gluten-free.
Monaco's
I'm
gluten-free.
super happy about that.
Good, because I am worried about the gluten.
It's the silent killer.
It is. Okay.
All right. So had you seen this movie before?
No, absolutely not.
You don't sit around at Christmas time with some hot chocolate and your wife watching Hallmark Christmas movies?
No, I watch good movies. Although this movie wasn't like absolutely terrible. I get what these kind of movies are. I just at one point in time I just go, oh Jesus Christ, come on.
Did you watch the trailer?
Yes.
And what did you think from the trailer?
I thought it looked ridiculous, but it looked like, listen, I knew what I was getting in for. It looked like a Hallmark movie, and I was like, all right, if we're gonna do this, let's just do it.
All right. So
and my first reaction was, is that Winnie Cooper?
It is.
It is Winnie Cooper.
It is Winnie Cooper.
Yeah, and I just want to say before we get started, like Dolly Parton is a treasure. She is a national treasure.
Oh my God.
I love that.
So amazing.
Yeah. She's like one of the only country artists that I still like.
She should be everyone's role model because there's nothing negative about her.
I agree.
Everything about her is amazing.
Yeah, she's such a doll. Oh hey,
well, that's the name her mama gave her.
That's the name her mama gave her. Can I ask you one question before we do get started? Have you ever been to Dollywood?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I've never been. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know really anything about Dollywood before.
I knew where it was and I knew about it, but I've never been.
Oh, see, I just knew there was one, but I was like, oh, it's in Tennessee. Look at that.
Yeah, I knew it was in Pigeon Forge because I've seen other Dollywood specials.
And it's in Pigeon Forge. I didn't even know that. Now that where were you when you found out Dollywood was in Pigeon Forge?
Sitting in my house.
I was recording a podcast.
So if that ever comes up in trivia,
I will know the answer. I will know the answer. Then I will credit it all to you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I want to just say one more thing before we start talking. Before I know I keep saying that real quick. Half hour later, this movie is just an hour and a half of kissing Dolly Parton's ass. Like that's all it is. Like
she deserves that.
She does deserve it. She is a sweetheart, and I love her. Even for the 2 minutes that she's in this movie, she's great. I love her. She's so good.
Well, as Maggie tells you, she's busy with all of her appearances and touring and things like that.
Oh, so, I believe it. I would believe it. That
woman
is saving the world one book at a time.
For sure.
Okay.
So I have an idea.
Ooh, let's do it.
we should start the podcast
We
talking
should.
about the movie.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right. So in the when it starts, Rachel, I keep wanting to say Winnie.
You can say Winnie. I'll probably say Winnie the whole time.
So Rachel is doing an event, a
Yeah, she
Christmas-esque
is.
fashion show or whatever. But what did you think of that whole situation?
Well, I just want to
like,
say first off, those that fashion show, those clothes were hideous. Oh my goodness. I was the one thing with the shoulder thing, I was all like, who's wearing that? No one. It's ugly. And I was like, I'd fire her for that. So, or
well,
maybe
it's not her fashion.
that's a good
She's
point.
holding
Maybe
the event for the fashion.
yeah, maybe I would hire her because I'm
designer.
like, if you can pull that shit off and make it look good, I guess then you can do anything. It was fine, but I could tell that she was not a person that had done that before. Because if you're a kind of person where you work backstage and you're on the little mic, you are not all like, all right, guys, lights on 3. All right, you're like, move your ass. Let's go. I need you guys rounded up now. Where's Cynthia?
Cynthia, Mr. Mark, somebody grab her now.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm just saying, like, I've been backstage plenty of times in that stuff, and it is a nightmare.
I was gonna say I have too, and it's so funny because like the stage managers and the assistants, they try to cover the mic when they're saying things, but they're doing that yelling, loud yelling whisper thing.
Oh yeah.
Where does anyone know where Cynthia is? Get Cynthia now! And you're like, the audience just heard you looking for Cynthia,
right?
So they're all looking in their program to go, which character is Cynthia?
Right on. Did you have any thoughts about it? Because you asked me about it.
I just thought Gail, as much as I like the actress Sarah Strange, Cynthia, or now you've got Cynthia stuck in my head. Gail seemed way too happy about Rachel's doing a good job.
Oh yeah, word's getting out about you.
Yeah, right. She was just like, everything just seemed very over the top. Like, it wasn't your job, we'll talk Monday. It was just like, let me kiss my employee's ass.
Yeah, for sure. That's usually like, word's getting out about you, Ava. And I'm all like, is it though? I mean, but I mean, maybe it would after that hideous clothes collection. And she's like, oh, I like when she's like, Christmas in Tennessee. That does sound nice. And I was like, yeah, does it? I don't know. I was like, do you guys even have snow in Tennessee?
I don't think
get
so.
Cold?
Because Tennessee is south of Indiana. And I know, like, growing up, remember, like, when it would snow, our cousins would, like, everything would shut down. So they'd be home from school and everything. So, but they're in the mountains. They're in the Smoky Mountains. So maybe.
I mean, I guess so. I just like the whole time I'm like,
in the movie, you can tell it's fake snow.
Right on. But isn't it like it's below Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Does Kentucky even get snow?
I don't know.
I don't know either. This is
the only time I go to those
states
is
we're northerners,
summer.
so it's right. Yeah, we're northerners.
No,
it does. So. We get all 4 seasons, and our shortest one is summer. So we understand.
Road construction is our shortest season too.
Yeah, those fuckers have a month to get our roads fixed, and the rest of the year it's like what? Okay, so I skipped up to where she actually gets to Tennessee.
Well, yeah, I was going to say too about the at work. She seemed like the happiest person to be at her job.
Right.
Like, nobody's that happy to be at their job, especially at fucking Christmas. People suck at Christmas. Yeah, much as everybody loves the holidays,
right?
People are just giant assholes at Christmas. They think the world revolves around them.
Ain't that the truth?
Shit is more smells like roses and more important than everybody else's. I know. All right, so we're in Tennessee now. She's grabbed the kid.
Yeah.
She's rushed home to mom and dad because Maggie has offered her a chance to interview for a job to do Dollywood's 30th anniversary party. But can we first talk about the party planner that was before that like quit a week before?
Right on. Did they say why that party planner had quit? No, if they did, I missed it.
She better died in a car accident because she ain't ever getting a job again if you walk out on Dollywood
exactly.
A week before.
Yeah, you better start finding a babysitter hooker. So
Right?
okay. Um yeah, I don't know. That woman, yeah, you're right. That person's never getting a job again.
Yeah.
But I also okay, so they pull up to the house, right?
Yeah.
And it really is annoying that her father is messing with those lights and doesn't even notice that they pulled up. I'm like, somebody could pull up a block from my house, and I'm like, who's here? Who's here?
Right?
And everything. And he's just like, and then they come up, they're walking up, and he's all like, oh, hey, I didn't notice you there. And I'm all like, what?
We've been expecting
Yeah.
you.
And
And then he
then
yells for his wife. What's
that's
her name? Gail? No,
Ginger.
Ginger. Ginger.
Ginger. Yeah, because hey, Ginger. And then she pops up. I'm like, was Ginger behind the door the whole time?
Like she was peeking out the window, like she saw the car pull up.
Yeah. I was as soon as she did that, I was like, was Ginger just standing behind the door? Because I was like, I think that's what happened.
I think she's just more observant than, is his name Lyle?
The dad?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think she was just more observant because, like I said, I think she saw the headlights of the car and he didn't. He's old. It happens.
Right on. And then I go, why do when they have these movies, why do these parents have these swanky big houses? They always have this nice house. It's big, and they always play it like they're like, oh, we just have like a modest house. I'm like, your kitchen is the size of my house, asshole. Okay.
And they had so many decorations. They had like
Oh,
$5,000 in decorations
yeah.
in the yard alone.
I wrote down, why does he keep adding decorations? It's gotten to the point of tackiness at this point. I was like, it's just so tacky. I was like,
it's like Clark Griswold in Christmas.
oh, yeah. I was like,
much.
if this was taking place in California, you would not be having those lights up right now. It would
Yeah.
be.
Well, and it gets even worse when they go inside and all
Oh,
the stuff inside. Like,
oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's so much.
Yeah. And then I didn't write down anything from there, but then I didn't have anything until they get to the board meeting. But we met Luke at this point in time.
Yes.
And Luke is, well, I find everybody in this movie a little annoying, but what'd you think about Luke? I have thoughts. I just want to know yours.
Thoughts. I wasn't a fan of Luke's because of the whole interaction in the VIP tent. And I was like, she all thinks they're like flirting, and he's kind of being an ass, at least in my opinion. Talk to me like that. You can get me a map. I made it here. I'm fucking capable of finding my way through Dollywood. They had maps when I walked through the gates. Calm down, sir.
Right on. Yeah, and that, another thing, like he wants to handle this party, and I'm all like, why? I'm like, this party sounds fucking awful. I'm like, but
Right?
whatever,
You're gonna be judged like so much, and not just by your bosses, by like tons of people.
Yeah, and I have thoughts about like, because she's all like, you want to make sure you like the tables, and then you want to make sure these centerpieces aren't that great.
But why would she say that to a random person? All she knows is he's wearing a coat in Dolly World, and he was in there.
And a satchel. I'm all like, nobody wears a satchel to a park like that unless they're going to work.
I'm like, she doesn't know who the hell he is. He could be there for the job interview too, for the whole thing. He could just be a weirdo, and she's all telling him this stuff. And I'm like, why are you oversharing? I mean, I'm an oversharer. Our whole family is, but that doesn't mean everybody else in the world is. And she's like, you should do this and you should do that. And like, can I just say, I'm going to skip ahead a little. When he takes her advice, his centerpieces, they were bigger, but they weren't any more detailed.
Right. Yeah.
They were just the tops of poinsettias, cut off the stems, put on the table.
That's what I thought. I was like, did he just get some flowers instead? That's what I thought it was.
He cut the tops off some poinsettias and laid like 10 of them in the middle of a table. It didn't look any better.
Right on. So they both give their presentations, and I don't know about you, but I thought Luke's presentation, like, he's all about the business side of it. So I was like, of course it's going to be boring, but they look like bored. And I'm all like, if he's doing a good job.
Glasses that took his glasses off, I was like, yeah, he's 2 seconds away from wiping his eyes because he was going to fall asleep.
Right. and then I felt like Winnie Cooper's presentation, her presentation wasn't all that either. I mean, her presentation was just like, we're going to make this the best 30-year anniversary party ever.
And it was pictures of previous Dollywood events. You could tell that because it had the signs and the Christmas decorations and the lights. Guess what? They know what their previous events look like. I was like, I don't know much, but that just was a little
yeah. So
strange.
then after she gets the job and everything,
and they have to collaborate.
They have to collab. Look at that. I love how when she goes into the office and she's talking to her friend, I don't remember her friend's name. Maggie, she's all like, oh yeah, we're really big about Christmas and Christmas here. The only thing bigger than Christmas around here is our hair. And meanwhile, everybody's hair in that fucking office was flat as shit.
The only person that has big hair is the picture of Dolly Parton.
Yeah, there's no big hair in that office. I was like,
you don't even see any when they're walking through the park.
Yeah, and then okay, and then the whole time, I don't know about you, but the whole time I'm just like, when are these two just gonna go to Pound Town? Just take a trip to Pound Town, because I'm sorry, they're like hanging out. She's bringing him over his house. They're making logs together. Hanging out
with her kid.
Yeah. I'm like, when are you gonna start offering free mustache rides, dude? Like, come on, like, what's going on here?
Right? Well, he can't. I love how he thinks it's ridiculous that she's like, I have an idea, which that did drive me nuts. I thought it was very strange because you're the planner. You don't need to say, I have an idea. You should say, this is what we're going to do.
Right.
And yes, they're supposed to be collaborating, but what was he really there to collaborate about besides help her get the logistics of it? That's how I took it. He was there for the logistics because he was the day-to-day operator. So I kind of went every time she said, I have an idea. I was like, own your shit. Just do your job and say, this is what we're doing.
Right. I'll tell you what.
That did drive me insane.
Right on. Yeah, I agree. I have an idea. So I don't have an idea. Anyway, so
I was just gonna say, bitch. No. So did you happen to notice? So they go to the bookstore and her mom's there reading a book, and it's for the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, which is a real thing. So did you happen to notice that Rachel, Danica, what the hell's her last name? McKellar?
Yeah, sure.
I think so. There's her book. They pan when they're walking into the bookstore, the camera pans right over her book.
Who is Rachel?
Goodnight Numbers.
Whatever.
Danica is the actress that plays Rachel. Winnie Cooper.
Why don't you say Winnie Cooper, asshole? I don't know what you're saying.
Winnie Cooper in real life wrote a book, and it's when they go into the bookstore and pan in, it's called Goodnight Numbers, and it's in the book.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
If your child receives books from the Imagination Library and they were born in 2018, they get that book.
Okay. Thank you.
I wrote it down. I looked it up.
Stop writing shit like that down. I'm not interested in that. Okay. This is an imagination station, whatever's going on over there. So you cut that shit out real quick. I need a drink. Oh my God.
Too much information.
Yeah. Next, you're going to start talking to me about architecture like I care. Okay. Anyways, I like how he was all like, he doesn't want to go to another park because Dollywood is his home. And I'm all like, yeah, but Dollywood.
He was 15.
Yes, yeah, he was 15 because his parents were poor. Okay, that's nice. Anyway,
pretty sure that's why most of us got jobs.
Right, exactly.
Most of us that came from really poor families had two jobs.
My parents had to do without. Yeah, my parents had to do without too, my dude. Okay, so stop it. I did also write down. I love how she took Luke and met her daughter and everything at the bookstore. And then after he left, she's like, Mommy, who's that? I immediately said out loud, that's your new daddy. But
that's mom's new D.
yeah, that's your new daddy. Because naughty girl. So, by the way, that child, horrible fucking actress. I'll tell you what. They say don't work with children. I can tell why, because they're fucking flat as a board. Anyways.
You saw her acting got better as the movie went on. That very first scene.
What? I didn't think so.
She's like, can you tell me a story? Adventure time with Ava? And I was like, yeah. Are you reading off a cue card on the wall?
Yeah. And then, okay. Oh, sorry. So after they split up and they're both at lunch with their respective buddies at work and
Yeah, and
everything.
they're bitching about the other.
Yeah. Okay. So they walk past each other. I just want to say, and you tell me if I'm right or not, because I kept seeing it and I was all like, I don't know if I'm right or not. Maybe Vetta can help me out. Is the same place where they filmed all the bar scenes, that same set that they first met at, where she's all like, these tables need to be changed around and these table fixtures aren't good enough.
I don't think it's
No.
the same. No.
Okay, because when I was watching, I was like, is that the same room? They just threw a bar a bar top on it and a fireplace. And I was like,
I don't think so.
okay.
But it wouldn't surprise me not. I could be wrong.
And when they run into each other, they're apologizing, like, hey, sorry, we had a little dust, because they run into each other like, oh, hey, we were just talking about you. All good things. And then they're apologizing. I'm like,
if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, what the shit did you say?
Yeah, yeah. We were just talking about
much good stuff to say about me, so I know you're lying.
Exactly. And I did like how whenever she needed to get away and think, she went to the bookstore. And whenever he needed to get away to think, he went and built a snowman. I was like, is that all year around? Like all year around? I don't think so.
I personally I like hers better because books are inside.
Exactly.
Snowmen are outside.
Exactly. And their snowman sucked. And those sticks were not top-notch sticks. They were too big. Their snowman looked awful. With the stick hands, it was bad.
It was not very aesthetic. That is true.
Yeah. I just want to be like, little girl, you're not only a bad actress, you're a bad stick grabber. So I don't know if that came out weird, but whatever. Anyways, so
the prop master just handed him to him. It's not her fault.
I'm blaming her for everything. So
all right. So after that, then they
make Yule logs.
Yes.
Which I want to talk about the Yule log scene. Okay. I want you to know I didn't know what a Yule log was, but apparently it's the best dessert never heard of.
You just don't realize they were called a Yule log.
I mean, after they were done making
them, I'm like, roll.
It's just, that's what I wrote down. It's just a big Swiss roll. That's all it is. It's a giant Swiss roll. And I was like, how is this the best dessert ever? I'm like, have these people ever had, I don't know, anything else? Because it's not like this is the only dessert, and this can't be the best. It can't be.
And the fact that little Debbie has copied it and made millions.
Exactly.
It's a lunch treat for kids.
And I'm not a baker, but his just looked like, I was like, oh, yours looks like you're trying to do badly. I was like, come on. Okay, so then after, I'm skipping ahead a lot. So if you have anything in between,
go for it.
I love when they go line dancing.
Line dancing is gross.
I have it. It's
not
no fun.
Like riding a bike. Don't remember. You're sitting there in the back road copying whatever the people in front of you are doing. It's horrible. It makes you feel like the worst dancer in the world. The only type of line dancing is fun is the electric slide at weddings.
I preach it. And the wobble one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. That one's super fun because it's like, wobble with it. And I'm like, yeah, wobble with it and everything. But line dancing. I have a
sister-in-law on the other side of the family that's like, we always joke that's her jam, because if she's really drunk, she will get out in front of everybody and she owns it.
Oh, I don't even need to be drunk. I love that freaking thing. It's so good. I love all those. But like, I'm telling you, line dancing is not fun. I've done it plenty of times. I'm all like, this isn't fun. I don't like it.
No,
it's not my jam.
Real like coordination needed for it.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. But I'm also not a huge country western fan to begin with.
Right.
Like, Taylor Swift is the closest I get to liking a country artist, and I don't even think she's considered country anymore. I don't know. I like
Dolly Parton
and Reba McEntire
and Willie Nelson
and Kenny Rogers
and Tim McGraw.
Oh, well, then you got to go Faith Hill
and Patricia Yearwood
and Shania Twain.
Oh, that's so good. All right, I'm out. Anyways, okay. You win. Hooker. Okay, so So I wrote this down because I just all of a sudden, I didn't realize that this bitch wanted to be a children's book writer.
Oh, I said, of course she wants to be a writer and she's a failed writer. So now
Well,
she's going to exceed. She's going to succeed and she's going to get a book in the imagination library.
because I literally wrote down as soon as this happened, as soon as they were talking about her writing books, I was like, this all can't be so that she could be a crappy children's book writer, can it? And then that's what it is. This whole movie is about her being
like her boss calls her and offers her a partnership in what is supposedly New York's largest event planning company because of how good she is. And she passes that up to say in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, writing children's books.
right.
Nobody does that. Fuck off. You can write children's book as a hobby in New York.
Right. And I'm all like, how good can this bitch write a child's book? Her story sounded awful from her kid. I was like, I'm sorry. Maybe you
all
need
she
to
was telling her was about going to Peppermint Lane.
Yeah, exactly.
And whose favorite thing is peppermint?
Oh, yeah. Apparently her dead husband, which I was like, he sounds boring.
Probably choked
like,
on a candy cane.
Probably. Okay, and I'm telling you right now, that mom of hers loves hanging out behind doors because as soon as they get there and they're about to like suck face, she just pops in. Hey, your daughter's about to go to sleep. You want to tell her a story? Hey, Luke, you want to come in? I'd be like, not unless I can dick your daughter in front of you, because like we were about to
borrow the guest bedroom, and sure,
Yeah.
then I'll come in.
Exactly. And I was like, yo, why are you cock blocking all the time, lady? Come on, get out of here. So okay. They have this huge idea of this. I'm sorry, I have to be honest with you. Their party planning sound, their little party, their little plan of having the thing end, and then they travel a parade through the whole park, and then they end at the snow-capped mountain.
Just something that Disney World's been doing
That's
for
what,
years?
I was like, isn't this shouldn't this be happening nightly at Dolly World anyways? I was like, this doesn't sound like if they're not doing this already, then they should have. Then they need to fire Luke because he's not smart. Okay. Because I'm all like, this does not sound like, and how do you not get that tree didn't look all that spectacular to me, if I could say.
I think that's like the legit tree though.
Well, I'm all like, you couldn't get this thing working correctly. It's just a bunch of lights. Change one of them. It's probably just one of them's out.
That's what I thought. I was like, did you check all the lights?
Yeah. But so that was their big thing. And I was like, oh, I would have fired both of you right then and there if that was your big idea. I was like, that's not very, very great.
To have a parade up to this big ass tree.
Yeah.
That's really not a tree, but lights that you can't plug in.
Exactly. So they finally get like, oh, I love when they went for the test run on the tree because Dolly was there. Oh, every time Dolly showed up, right? Everybody's just running out of the office. I'm like, I just want to be like, oh, fuck me, Dolly's here. And everything is like, oh, God. And everything.
Forget my job. Who cares about deadlines? Dolly's here.
Yeah. And I'm all like, and I don't know about you, but I would have been like, hey, Luke, fuckface, I told you I was a huge fan of Dolly. Why didn't you call me that she was here wanting a tour?
Yeah, she's all like, I brought you the VIP list. I'd have been like, I'm here for fucking Dolly.
Exactly. And they all look at her like, what a big weirdo and everything. I was like, you guys work at Dolly World. You should like at least appreciate Dolly. Come on.
Right. You should still be oohed and odd over her. Can we talk about her outfit? Dolly's outfit?
Yes, we can. She
absolutely loved it. It reminded me of, do you remember the movie Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
Yes.
And at the end, when they're doing the dance competition?
I do, yes.
So the rival dancer is wearing like lingerie that looks like it was made out of Dolly's outfit. I absolutely love it. Even though Dollywood was made after, I was like, that's so good. And I was like, oh, that's where the Girls Just Want to Have Fun chick got she cut up Dolly's outfit.
I'm looking it up now because I don't remember exactly what you're talking about, and I want to be in the thing with you. But before we get on, when I saw it, like, she looked great. Yeah. But I just go, she looks like a big disco ball. She looks great. I can't get enough of her. She's fantastic. Oh my God, you're right. Oh my goodness. They look like a big snow globe. Look at them. Well, that's fun. Anyways, okay. That was fun for 2 seconds. Okay. So, and then Dolly gives her speech and she's all like, if I promise to live for 100 years more, you promise to keep coming back. And I was like, and now like I'm pretty sure she gives this dumb speech all the time. But I don't know about you, but I was all like, oh my God, yes, Dolly, come and hang out with me. I want to be partying with you.
Stop.
I heard off.
Said.
Take a drink. We need to. Okay. For those of you who can't see, don't worry. I've edited it out, but I don't know what's going on, Betta, but I couldn't hear a word she was saying.
I laugh and I don't know. It gets to high pitch levels. It can't get picked up. I don't know why.
It's okay. It's okay. Anyways, go ahead.
So
It was a good visual though. I'm gonna save it. Go.
make a great short. So I was saying it made me go, Dolly, I've never been to Dolly World before, but I'm gonna go now.
Yeah,
you make me want to go.
Exactly. That's what it was. I was like, oh, Dolly, you're so cute. I love you. I was like, you're great. You're just great. If anybody says differently, they're dumb. So here's my question for you.
Yeah.
And it's a little because she mentioned if she lives for 100 more years and everything. What do you think will happen to Dollywood once Dolly Parton dies?
Well, she doesn't have children.
She doesn't have children. That's a bummer.
I don't think so. Maybe. Hold on. Let's look.
It's fine. We'll just say she doesn't have children. Go ahead. What would you say?
Well, I mean, if she doesn't have children, it goes to whoever her husband. She is married.
Right.
Maybe nieces and nephews, sisters, siblings. She's got a board.
Right.
It's probably part of a trust or something. I don't know.
Right on. Okay. I was just curious because I was like, would they turn some kind of it into like a memorial kind of
there
thing?
Will totally be that. I'm
right
sure.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think so? They would have like a tribute area.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I would listen, I would still go if she when she passes, because she's just yeah, she's too great. And I still would want to see like a place where her legacy is, because she's just so fantastic.
Oh, for sure. That's what I mean. They would totally have to turn it into something. So
okay.
Did you love her cheesy line of "Go tell him on the mountain"?
Yes, I loved every part of it.
When she said it, she's like, "Jesus Christ, who wrote this? I've got to say this."
I see. I think the opposite. I think that she was probably like, "Oh, this is so clever. Look at you." That woman could say anything, and I think I'd love it because she's so like. I wrote this down. I was like, "Oh my!" I wrote, "OMG." Dolly Parton is so charming and relatable. And I'm all like, what the fuck? No, she's not. I don't have big hair and big nails and a flashy outfit, but she's so charming. I love her so much. She's such a nice person.
She just makes you think that if you met her in real life, she would like bake you a pie. If you said something like, "Oh, I haven't had a pecan pie in forever," she'd be like, "Oh, come on over. Let's get you a pecan pie." And she put on an apron and bake you a pie.
Right. And then I'm going to sing you a song. Okay.
She sing while she was baking for you.
Yeah. So
okay. Why in Hallmark movies, we'll get back to the movie and stop kissing Dolly's ass, even though I could do that all day. So my whole thing is why does Hallmark think people can fall in love in 6 days?
Right. Ain't that the truth? Because I love, I'm gonna swing this back to the movie, because I love how at the end when she's talking to her daughter, and I'm paraphrasing here, but she's all like, would you want to live here in Dollywood? And she's like, I'd want that more, because she's like, because all I want to do is make you happy, baby. And she's like, I would love that, mommy, to live here with you and grandma and Grammy and Luke.
Grammy and Pappy or Poppy or
and
whatever.
Luke. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, she threw Luke, and she's like, you would? And I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here, little kid.
She's already like, I'm calling him daddy in my dreams.
Yeah. You're calling him daddy in your bed.
Right? He's already part of the family. I'm like, Hallmark is the only like no Lifetime movies does the same shit. Most movies do, but they make it look like people fall in love in like a week.
Yeah, and those Darman videos.
That's lust or infatuation. That's not love.
Right.
Or it's horniness. You know?
Right. Right. Yeah. He's single. She hasn't been dicked for a while, so they're ready.
And I'm gonna go with that's what it is 9 times out of 10. They're all just horny.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
And then they show a year later, and she wrote her book, and it's a part of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. And it ends with her and Luke kissing under the Christmas tree.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking corny, but whatever. Right. It's what we were here for. We knew what we were getting into.
We knew. All right. So do you have anything else you wanted to add?
I don't have anything else. I've gone through my whole notes.
All right. Would you recommend this movie?
I mean, in all honesty, no. But at the same time, if you like these kinds of movies, like these corny holiday Hallmark movies, then yes. But if you want to see Dolly be Dolly and be charming and everything, just watch the last like 15 minutes. That's fine.
I would say watch this. Out of all the Christmas movies we've done, this one was my favorite.
Oh, I agree. This one was my favorite. Yeah, for sure.
I say if you don't have to watch any Hallmark Christmas movies, don't. There's way other Christmas movies that are better. But if you're going to watch one, watch this one.
For sure. I agree. This one was super fun.
Because at least in this one, both the leads are attractive. We've watched a couple where only one of the two has been attractive.
Agreed. Yeah.
So, and it's got Dolly in it. So you get a bonus. All right. So now we're going to move on to the next segment of our show. What is your question for today?
Okay, so mine's just a real straightforward. What is your favorite Dolly Parton movie?
Oh my God. This is actually really hard.
Is it though?
It really was.
Because I had zero problems because I knew exactly which
the movie I'm gonna say. I picked my movie and I stuck with it, but then after I picked it, all these other ones came to my mind, and I was like, oh, that's a good one too. Oh, that's a good one too. Oh, so I had 3 written down, and then I stuck with the one that I picked. But so I went with 9 to 5.
Mine is 9 to 5 too. I love that movie so much.
Poison in their boss's coffee.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's just so good.
Yeah, no, I love it because she's got like the afro kind of thing going on.
And the boobs are out on display.
They are fully out there.
The hair is huge. She's in full Dolly.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's great in that movie. It's so much fun. Plus, I love the whole like, hey, we're gonna remake The Office and make it the way we want it to be. Yep. and you're all like, that's not, and then they like don't go to jail.
Right.
Like I'm all like,
started daycare in The Office. They're holding him hostage.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think that's how it'd be like in real life, but whatever. So
but it's a movie. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
What was your question?
So my question is kind of a 2-parter. It is, would you ever go to a theme park for Christmas? And if so, which one?
Well, my answer was no, I wouldn't. But if I did, of course it would be Disney World. Duh. Like,
well, I can tell you this. You can go to Disney World for Thanksgiving because Disney World Christmas starts the first weekend in November and goes all the way through the new year. Yeah.
Well,
but it's the same at Dollywood. Dollywood runs from the first weekend, their Christmas the same.
Oh, if I ever go to Disney World, I'm going to find out what days are the cheapest out of the whole year, and those are the days I'm going to do.
Oh, sweetie, they don't do discounts.
Oh, they've got. Well, I would go whatever day the least amount of people were there. Like what season? Yeah. Like I know it's during the week, and it's like got to be during like the random November 1st or November 13th, and like practically nobody's there because it's November 13th.
Well, we've been there over Thanksgiving. And And it wasn't crazy like people said, but it was still busy. I mean, it's Disney World. I don't think it's ever not gonna be Christmas or crazy.
Right
But I don't
on,
know.
right on. What about you? Would you ever go to a park for Christmas?
Yes.
And which one?
This intrigued me to go to Dollywood, but
Oh,
I wouldn't.
can you stay at Dollywood?
I'm sure they have themed hotels. Don't
Right
all?
on.
No, I would probably do Disney World as well, just because it's warmer. Because like I said, we've done it at Thanksgiving, and we went one time, and it was when we got on the plane here in Minnesota, it was -12, and when we arrived in Florida, it was 68. That's like a 70-degree temperature difference.
Right.
So, that's it. And I don't know, but my kids are older than yours, so being home for Christmas isn't as big a deal.
I feel, I feel you.
And you live like 2 minutes from mom, and she
For
she won't be
sure.
happy.
For sure.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to add today?
I do not. I do not.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. And if you are listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify or on any platform that allows for reviews and ratings, please give us a 5-star review. We would really appreciate it. It really helps us out. You guys have no idea how much. Follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated. We will also be posting the video version of this to our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Don't forget the most important part: to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye.
Bye.